What's happening, guys? It's Abueli Mutupi. We're back again on my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be analyzing the crypto market. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin on what's happening, what are the longer term movements that we can take advantage of, and as well we will be looking at the shorter term movements just so we can execute our first trades. Now, if you haven't watched my previous video, what I've done is that I went through a platform that actually helped us be able to fund our account, register successfully with them, and today we are now actually going to be executing some trades. So I understand that most of you guys have been commenting in the previous video saying that you want to see me execute trades and stuff, especially after I funded my account. So now that's what you will be seeing. So if you do happen to like and get some value from this video, what you should do is to subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and you will be able to get a lot of information whenever I drop, just like this video here. So getting started now, let us head over to my TradingView platform, whereby I want to show you guys what it is that I've been looking at in terms of here at US on Bitcoin USD. So what happens is that Bitcoin USD could as well be seen as well on the other platform in terms of USDT, which would be one of this. It's basically USD in a stable coin type thing. So it's much more effective, but we'll be looking at BTCUSD here on TradingView because literally it's the same thing. Even if you come and say BTCUSDT, just take a look, it's still the same chart. Can you see? Still the same graph, so nothing really changed. Okay. So coming here, I remember just by looking at it, because I kept on buying a bit more Bitcoins when it was still pushing down, but I had this area of mine be support. So the reason I kept on just stacking up on my Bitcoins was because of the fact that I had on the daily time frame this area be a major support. So I was like, you know what, when price respects this area, I'll see what happens, and maybe hopefully it will push back upwards. And it did. We got some touches here at the area, then now we're going back upwards. So what I do normally is that I'll go down to the 4-hour time frame, and let me just leave this out for daily so I do not confuse myself. Let me say it shouldn't be shown on the hours and minutes. It should only be shown on the dailies and the bigger time frames. So same thing that I'm doing with this one here. I drew it from the bigger time frames. So what I do is that I'm removing it. Okay, so there we are. Looking at how price has been moving in the previous time, I can simply see that this is one large impulsive nature that went down, and automatically we received some sort of a pattern that was printed here. Before this pattern broke out and went where it went, to be honest, this pattern was seen to be something similar to like this, and eventually it broke out. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna stop focusing on what actually happened, and I'm gonna be looking at what's more likely to happen moving forward. So we are gonna be implementing the strategy that's gonna help you be able to see future movements when it comes to Bitcoin. So I understand that Bitcoin has been, you can see these big movements to the downside, but I highly believe that there could be a higher chance of us starting to see price being worth a bit more. Because look at it, just a few weeks ago it was worth $18,300, but today it's already worth over 23,000 US dollars. So if you've basically had Bitcoin from previous week till current, mean that if you had 18,000 worth of Bitcoin, $18,000, today you are looking at it being at least at $23,000, which means that you've literally made over $4,000 to $5,000 in terms of profits of just holding it. But it's okay, let's not focus a bit more on that. Now let's execute some trades on it. So you can see we've got our first area touch, second touch, now this being our third touch. So obviously with my strategy, with my high winning strategy, what I'll do is that normally I would already even have some sort of a area right here. So what you see is resistance, failed to break resistance, it broke out, it came back to retest as support. So what I'm already doing is looking for entries anywhere at this level. I'm looking for entries, but I'm not done yet. That's only on the 4-hour time frame. So what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna go on the 60-minute, and as soon as I'm done on the 60-minute, what we'll do is that we will go onto the platform, execute a trade, and as soon as we're done executing a trade, what you'd be able to see on top of that is the way that we'll manage some of our stop losses and how we'd go about, the more it goes in our direction, the more we actually try to make more money. So 60-minute. On the 60-minute, you can simply see that we've got this area. One thing that I like about this is this head and shoulders formation. I can see our left shoulder being right here, and our head being easily right here, and our right shoulder being right here. So where we at now is literally the break of a neckline. So while being at the break of a neckline, it's a bit too risky to enter right here, but I understand that if you're looking at putting your stop losses at least anywhere below here, then this is the most safest thing that you should be doing. Or if you're not too comfortable with it, you can wait for price to at least retest anywhere around these areas, then you'd be able to execute a trade maybe somewhere around here. This is when you are like, when you want price to literally come at that area, then you can easily take profits such as this. But one thing that I like is that let me just go on to taking profit. Where we'll be looking to take profit is literally one of our first take profits is right here, 5% at least, and we're looking to go all the way to the upside with it. So since I'm going to be placing a trade here where we are, my stop loss is going to be here. This is something I'll be looking at having something similar to this. So let's go onto the platform and see how we are going to be placing those trades. Okay, so now landed over here on the platform Delta Exchange. This is where I'm going to be executing my trade. You are going to see. So let me just see if I have enough equity in my account just so I can be able to be sure that I'll be able to place these trades. And I'm looking at it, yes, I can simply see that I've got some USDTs. I've got over $2,000 worth of USDTs and some of the Bitcoins that I actually did put in. So I've got a few Bitcoins as well on my, literally in my wallet. So total that I can be looking at is I've got at least a clean 2.5. So I'll just say by holding Bitcoins, I've made a clean $70 since the last week when I've deposited, but it's okay. The price went up. I made some profits from it. What I'll do now is that I want to execute trades on using these USDTs. So what I'll do is that, okay, so one thing that I've done is that looking at price right now is that I'll just show you guys how we will be converting, maybe if you're looking into converting. But at the same time, I can show you guys how we'll be executing depending on the USDTs or Bitcoins that we have. So looking at it, like we did say Bitcoin, same things, same structures that we're looking at. One thing that I like is that this is literally the same thing that we saw on the other platform. So we literally just saw price pushing upwards. Our touches here, our first touches, our second touches. Maybe if you want to add indicators, you can play around with these. But what I'm most likely to use is just a simple trend line, just guiding me through something similar to this. And as soon as I'm done with this, what I'll as well be having here is like the same thing that we did see, which is, let me just look for that box of hours right here. Okay, there we go. Right here, here's our box. I'll be looking into just putting this box right here just so I'm able to have this area that I was actually looking at, and boom, yeah. So this is what I've been looking at. I'm happy with this. So let's go about entering or executing an opportunity on this. So what I'll do is that I'll be coming down here. Maybe I can go look at it and see where price is actually at now, being at this level that we at. So I'm just coming down. I can simply see, okay, yes, our value to 23,633. Okay, there's the level. Maybe the lowest that it can come at would be somewhere here, but my stop loss, I don't want it to be anywhere below here. So let me just put this horizontal ray to protect my stop losses. Right here, horizontal to protect my stop loss. I don't want it to be anywhere below 22,560. Okay, perfect. So let me just go back into my platform. So what you'll do is that you'll obviously just come down here. You can simply see we've got buy, long. Obviously, you know that long is when you're going up, and then sell. So when you want to actually sell the market. So what you can do is that I'm buying, so I'm going for long. And there's different types. There's a limit order, there's a market order, and there's conditional. Like let's say if you are saying that your buy stops, something similar to your stop limits, trading stops, and all those things. But I'm more gonna be playing around these two. Not even these two. I'm more gonna be playing around the stop limit, because these are like your buy stops and your sell stops, and the market order. At times maybe you'd see me putting a buy limit. Maybe I might put a buy limit if price does happen to go down, but I'm more active in the market, so I'm more likely to see it. So let's say now my margin that's available is 2,000 USDTs. So what I'll do is that I'll just be coming down here, and I'll be seeking for some of the levels that I'm comfortable with putting stop losses. So stop loss, I did say it's 22,560. That's all we put in my stop loss. So take profit, I can say my take profit is at the specific level, but I like leaving it to be exponential, just so when the price happens to go more in my direction, I can basically just enjoy the benefits of it. So I can leave it, or I can decide to put it maybe on $30,000 or something, but I'll just leave it for now so I can manage it as it goes, because I also want it to come back down here so I can be able to maybe enter more positions. So what I'll do is that I won't go with as many Bitcoins as possible. So what I'll do instead is, okay, market order, what I'll do instead is, maybe let me just see 10% of these Bitcoins, what they are worth, maybe 10% of my USDTs. Let me just see. Okay, let me just come back down to Bitcoins, and then maybe I'll just take, let's see, 20% right here, 50%. It shows in terms of stop loss what our profit loss is going to be. So let's say if I buy now and it hits my stop loss, I'm most likely going to be losing $450, which is an amount that I'm not too comfortable with. And just by maybe 25%, I think it's okay for me to be losing anywhere close to 220 USDTs. I think I'm a bit more comfortable with this much of a loss. So what I'll do is that I will execute right here. Do not show this again. Normally when it's the first time you're placing trades, this is one of the things that you might be seeing again. So this is what your contract looks like, your contract, how many contracts you actually executed, the liquidity price that you actually cut this, the execution price, and as well, sorry about that, and also what you'll be coming up against is, okay, sorry about that, let me just fix this. I went to 25% of this, and or what you can do, let me just show you guys something real quick. 2560. Okay, so what you can as well do is, like, from what you guys saw me do is I was putting this down and stuff, but you can as well maybe come back down here and adjust them to your own comfortability. Like, let's say if it's 10% is 83, 25% is 209, maybe you want I don't know, contract size of like 200, maybe, for instance, 200 or 220. That's something that you can also play a bit more around. It's things that you can be a bit more comfortable with. Okay, so that's the reason it's saying this is because I took it as a limit, or a limit. It came back as a limit, so I don't want a limit. I instead want a market order. So that's what I do. Came back 25. Stop loss, sorry about that, it keeps on just going back. 560 right here. And yeah, I think I'm okay with it. My stop loss is going to be 220, 230. I think I'm too comfortable with that. Maybe I can not push it up to right here, 240. Yeah, I think I'm a bit more comfortable with that. Looking at my equity, that's a bit more too, it's fair. It's a fair amount. So what I'm doing is that I will, boom, place, like we did see. Yep, this is correct. Place order. So my order has been, I've bought 220 contracts of BTCUSDT at current market price. So you can simply see that my order is now filled right here, and this is where my stop loss is actually going to be at, with the amount that I'm going to be losing. And the more into profits we go, let me just see, the more in profits that we go, the more we're going to be enjoying. So let's say now, for instance, take profits now. So what you can do is, let's say 25200. I can decide 25200, put my take profits. Okay, no, sorry, I made a mistake. I actually tried to execute another position instead of updating this one position. Sorry about that. Take profit. I'm supposed to update this one. So what I done is that I tried to execute. So that was my mistake. So take profit, trigger price, we did say it's 25. Let's just say 25. Okay, 25 update. There we go. So it's showing you here. So what I'll do is that I can, let me just move a bit more to a daily time frame. Let me just see. Okay, my take profit is supposed to be at least anyway close to a level such as right here. Okay, so this is where I would be literally just placing my take profit. So my risk compared to what is literally close to, let me see, 1:5. So I'm going to be losing maybe 250 USDT, 240 USDT, but five times that, how much is it? It's at least over $1,000 that I'll be benefiting from just this single trade. And how I'll be managing my trade is, down here I can see how many open positions that I have. I can literally just follow through with, like, the quantity of the contracts that I executed, my exits. and what I'm currently running, the unrealized, like the profits or the losses that I'm currently experiencing. And now I'm running in a few profits. You can simply see that I'm now in $6 worth of profits. So let me just show you guys as well here, just by coming back down onto my platform here on my phone, just to be able to see if these are moving with together and stuff. So what I'll do is that I'll be managing my trades right here on the phone. So I just got into the platform, and what I'll do is that I'll just be coming down here on positions, see my positions. So I got the app as well, and I can see the positions that I have here is literally as simple as this. So I'm now running at $3.9 in profits, $4 in profits. So yeah, I'll just manage this trade, and hopefully you guys were able to see how I go in the markets, execute a trade, analyze and execute a trade on using the crypto market on this Delta exchange platform. So I believe that you guys will be able to benefit a bit more from it. Comment below what it is that you actually did get, what it is that you didn't get, so I get to be a bit more specific in terms of that. So boy, this is Mutupi. I will see you in the next YouTube video.